Now we're going to look at facilitated diffusion. So from the term facilitated diffusion, we can see it is a form of diffusion that is facilitated. So it's defined as the movement of molecules from a region of their higher concentration to a region of their lower concentration down a concentration gradient with the aid of channel proteins or pores. So we can see in the definition, the aspect of diffusion is brought up by the fact that it is a movement from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. Then the facilitation is done by the channel proteins or the pores. The diagram shows the structure of the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. So this part represents our membrane. It is made up of these structures known as phospholipids. We have a bilayer, or we have two layers with the phospholipid heads facing away from each other and the tails facing towards each other. And then within that plasma membrane, we may have proteins embedded in the plasma membrane. And some of those proteins are used or form what are known as protein channels. It is these channels or pores that facilitate the movement of some molecules, resulting in facilitated diffusion. So the molecule moves through this channel or through this pore. In this case, the molecules are moving from the outside of a cell to the inside of the cell where we have the cytoplasm. So in facilitated diffusion, movement occurs from a higher concentration to a lower concentration with the aid, or we can say the movement is facilitated by a protein. The movement is still passive because it requires no energy but is dependent on the differences in concentration. We've already stated it occurs through protein channels or through pores. Facilitated means made easy. We've explained that as well. The protein channels make it easy for the particular substance to pass through the membrane. And that is because some substances are too large to pass through the membrane. And that is also because the membrane does not allow polar molecules or charged molecules such as ions to pass through. Examples of large molecules include glucose, ADP, and ATP. So those substances will only be able to pass through a membrane through facilitated diffusion because they either bear a charge or because they are large